Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Right now on GMSA at 6, the latest involving President Trump after he was diagnosed with COVID-19. What White House officials say lies next for the 74-year-old leader.
And taking a live look out at the Alamo City, 58 degrees to start your Saturday morning. All smiles this morning. We see it is under 60. What is the rest of the day? What does the weekend look like? We're going to be joined by our own Sarah Spivey in just a few minutes. But until then, good morning, 6 o'clock Saturday, October 3rd.
Thank you so much for joining us this Saturday morning. I had the last 2 days off. It was nice. The weather was beautiful. I've been outside.
See, we were spoiled, Sarah, on, I think, Thursday. We started at like 54.
Yeah, exactly. Mornings have been really, really nice over the last few days. And today is not an exception. It feels great outside. We've got clear skies. Temperatures are generally in the 50s, 58 degrees at the airport officially, with the low dew point, low humidity. It feels amazing outside. But as is typical, we are going to be warming up really quickly here. Let's take a look at these morning lows, though. 56 in Bandera, 53 in Rio Medina, 54 JBSA Randolph, 50 at Bulverde. And again, like I said, we're going to quickly be climbing that temperature roller coaster, already in the 70s by 10, close to 80 degrees at noon. In the afternoon, 87 for the high temperature, southeast winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, coming up, we'll talk about Tropical Storm Gamma and where the storm is going, if it'll affect our weather here in San Antonio. And of course, I'll give you the forecast for the rest of your weekend. Tomorrow morning, gonna look a little different than the mornings past. So I'll be back to talk about Gamma and of course, your Saturday and Sunday forecast coming up.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, this morning, police are trying to figure out who shot a woman in the back while she was driving on the city's east side. It happened at 1 this morning in the 600 block of North Mesquite Street. That's near Dignity Park. Police tell us a 23-year-old woman was driving on Mesquite Street when shots were fired and was hit in the back. Officers say then someone dropped the woman off at Metropolitan Hospital but was later transferred to University Hospital where she's expected to be okay. The investigation is ongoing.
In your latest news, San Antonio investigators arresting someone in connection with the murder of 17-year-old Sebastian Carpio. Now, he was reported missing just last month before his remains were found in a burned up car that was reportedly stolen. Investigators tell us the suspect, who is only 17 years old, did turn himself in. Because that suspect is a juvenile at the time of the murder, his identity is not being released.
A dozen members of the Mexican mafia were arrested here in San Antonio. The Department of Justice says the group faces federal drug charges in connection with a drug operation in the Alamo City. During a couple of raids throughout the city, authorities seized a total of 15 guns, 20 kilograms of methamphetamine, and some cocaine. An indictment claims the suspects are responsible for distributing controlled substances from July to September 23rd of this year. The DOJ says the suspect's first court appearance is set for next week.
None of the latest in the pandemic. There's been another drop in the 7-day average when it comes to the coronavirus here in Barrett County. This morning, we are now standing at 150 new cases a day on average. The city leadership tells us this average is more accurately reflecting of what is happening here day to day. No new deaths reported today. Meanwhile, the number of hospitalizations does continue to drop as well. 196 people are in the hospital, 76 in the ICU, and 31 on ventilators.
When it comes to COVID-19 in the United States, a model used to forecast the number of future deaths now predicts fewer people will die from the virus. The model from the Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation at the University of Washington School of Medicine predicts there will be 363,000 deaths in the U.S. by the end of the year. That's down about 8,000 from its prediction a week ago. The Institute also predicts there will be 2,900 COVID deaths a day by the end of the year. That dropped by 100 since last week.
And speaking of COVID, President Donald Trump waking up this morning at Walter Reed National Medical Center after he and the First Lady had been diagnosed with COVID, and the president now reportedly showing symptoms.
ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the latest as White House officials wait to see how his body reacts to being injected with an experimental treatment.
The president turned patient, tweeting overnight from the hospital, "Going well, I think." This after being medevaced by helicopter from the White House to Walter Reed Medical Center in nearby Maryland. Trump, now one of the latest additions to the 7.3 million diagnosed cases of coronavirus in America.
I want to thank everybody for the tremendous support.
The president joins a small group of foreign leaders who have tested positive, including UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson.
I was at a hospital the other night where I think there were actually a few coronavirus patients, and I shook hands with everybody.
Trump and the First Lady found out they came down with COVID-19 after learning one of Trump's top aides, Hope Hicks, had tested positive Thursday morning, and new this morning, former White House counselor Kellyanne Conway also says she has the virus. The White House is now scrambling to track down everyone who has been in close contact with the president, but it's no easy task. Over the past several days, Trump has held several large-scale events, many with no social distancing and very few wearing masks. The president, in his fierce re-election bid, held a fundraiser at his golf club in Bedminster, New Jersey Thursday, then appeared via video while declaring the COVID crisis all but over.
I just want to say that the end of the pandemic is in sight.
Hours later, he tweeted out, "The First Lady and I tested positive for COVID-19.
The president does have mild symptoms.
Multiple sources close to the president say he is experiencing the common COVID effects of fever, chills, nasal congestion, and a cough. As for the president's treatment plan, the White House saying he's being given a polyclonal antibody cocktail, as well as zinc, vitamin D, famotidine, melatonin, and a daily aspirin.
He continues to be not only in good spirits, but very energetic.
And the timing of Trump's situation having all sorts of impacts on the campaign and the election. President Trump is sidelined from holding his signature rallies, and Joe Biden, meanwhile, has pulled all negative advertising. Andrew Dimber, ABC News, Washington.
We have a couple of traffic alerts you'll want to keep in mind this weekend on the city's west side. All main lanes of Loop 410 from Marbach Road to Military Drive will be closed through Monday. The Highway 151 eastbound frontage road from Loop 410 to Ingram Road would also be closed. TxDOT says crews will be installing steel beams and continue construction on flyover ramps. The work will go through 5 o'clock Monday morning. You're being advised to avoid the area if possible.
And that's not all. On the northwest side of Wurzbach Parkway between Northwest Military and Blanco Road, that's also going to be closed this weekend. Crews are going to be removing concrete forms under the land bridge there, and they're going to be finishing up part of the Robert L.B. Tobin Land Bridge project. It's all to provide a safe path into Harburger Park. All lanes should be reopened by 5 a.m. Monday as well. And time now, 6:07, 58 degrees out.
Still ahead on GMSA, a fall favorite for the entire family. Details on when you can take part in this corn maze.
It was supposed to be corny maze.
No, it's a corn maze.
It's corny. Get it?
No.
All right, anyway, it's Saturday. We got Elder Eats. We are talking brunch. I'm so excited. Also, had a phone call with him yesterday. He will be here today.
I won't believe it until I see him here. We love you, David. We're taking a look outside with the live cam. 6:08, 58 degrees. Our Sarah Spivey will let you know what our Saturday is shaping up to look like when we come back.
Good morning, welcome back, and happy Saturday. What is one thing that is just universally liked around the world?
Food.
Brunch.
Sure.
You were close, though.
Oh, okay.
Come on. Anyway. Brunch food. Sure, we'll go with that. And it's Saturday. We got brunch.
Sure.
We got David Elder, who may or may not be coming later today. Hopefully he brings barbecue. We'll see.
In this clip, David Elder tries the ranchero eggs Benedict from La Panderia. Take a look.
Those are one of my favorite ones for here.
Wow, the ranchero sauce on there. You can put that on anything,
Yeah.
and it's going to be delicious.
Yeah, that's
It's a little bit smoky even. But the bread, I mean, you're making the bread here in-house.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, the bread is the well. That's what it's a bakery, and bakers are supposed to bake.
David's like, hey, David, listen up. We're a bakery. We make bread here, okay? No, but I mean, it's incredible. This right here it's all being done right here in-house.
Yes.
And it's just a knockout. This is crazy. If you want to get a breakfast bite unlike anything else in the Alamo City, you gotta try the Ranchero Eggs Benedict. It's a little bit smoky, it's a little bit sweet, but overall it's very savory and very filling. The sauce on there mixed with the eggs, the perfectly poached eggs, which is a killer point of this as well. That is the ideal bite that you want in the morning.
Yes.
That is so good.
Yeah.
And that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. Well, you can take it for breakfast, or you can take it for brunch too.
And a little soup on the side. Absolutely incredible.
That's a meal.
Any
That is
kind
a
of like
meal.
sopped up bread.
That's
with, like,
perfect.
protein
oh my
on
goodness.
it. So good.
All right, important things to know. David Elder, we're going to peer pressure him to be here at 9:50 today. You can watch all of the foodie goodness at 10 a.m., newest episode of Texas Eat. So guys, what is your favorite brunch food?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Bread with just a lot of
Egg yolk?
stuff on it. You know,
Okay,
as long
way
as
to be
there's bread in
specific there, Sarah.
I love breakfast sandwich.
Okay.
Okay. I also like salsa with my eggs.
Nice.
And then since we're talking brunch, a Bloody Mary.
Of course.
Ooh, now I want.
Of course.
Is it going to
6
be
a.m.?
Is it going to be a Bloody Mary kind of day, Sarah?
What does that even mean?
We
Like
have
the
to
weather
wait.
outside.
You actually, it will be really nice to have brunch outdoors if you want to have brunch outdoors later on this morning. But first, we've got to talk about Tropical Storm Gamma, which is currently working its way over the Yucatan. It has winds sustained at 50 miles per hour, gusts up to 65 miles per hour. In order to become a hurricane, it would have to have winds of up to 74 miles per hour, and it's just not going to get to hurricane strength. It is moving generally to the northwest at about 9 miles per hour, and today it's going to track over the Yucatan Peninsula, entering into the Gulf of Mexico by early tomorrow morning. But then it's just going to take a left turn and end up into the Bay of Campeche and cross land there in southern Mexico, probably by about Thursday during the day. So it's not going to affect us here in San Antonio, and in fact, it's going to stay so far off of the Texas coast that we won't be experiencing any kind of impacts from that whatsoever. But this is a very, very active hurricane season. In fact, we are in the Greek alphabet. We are done with Gamma. Next up is Delta, and it does look like there should be some storms down the pipe that we're going to form and eventually become Delta. So again, this is the earliest we've ever seen a storm named Gamma, and this is only the second time in history that we've entered into the Greek alphabet because of an active season. The last time we did that was in 2005, and some of you can remember how active of a season 2005 was. Hurricane Katrina, Hurricane Rita. Again, this is a very active hurricane in Atlantic season, but for us right now in San Antonio, it has been very quiet over the last several days. 58 degrees right now outside with low humidity and clear skies. Elsewhere, it's 53 in Comfort, 55 in Bandera, 52 in Hondo, 55 at Stinson, 57 in New Braunfels. A very comfortable morning all across the KSAT 12 viewing area. Low humidity going to be with us all day long today, except for tomorrow morning, and we'll talk about how that'll affect our weather pattern in just a bit. Before the day today, 71 degrees at 10, already in the 70s at 10, and we're in the 50s right now. Dry air warms up really quickly, and we've definitely seen that over the last few days. 87 for the high, just a little bit warmer than yesterday. Southeast winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Elsewhere, we're going to see high temperatures generally in the upper 80s, 90 degrees Carrizo Springs, 90 Cotulla, in the low 80s up in the hill country, 82 only for the high temperature in Kerrville. So showing you the dew point tracker for tonight and tomorrow. Tonight it'll be really pleasant with dew points in the 50s, but notice how by the start of the day tomorrow morning we get a little muggy, dew points in the 60s, and then by the afternoon it should be nice and dry again. How is that going to affect our weather tomorrow? Well, tomorrow we'll start a little bit warmer in the 60s, and we will have areas of clouds, potentially even some patchy fog as well. We're going to get a very weak cool front that's not going to cool us down, but it is going to dry us out. And so by the afternoon tomorrow, it'll be totally sunny, and we'll have northeast winds rather than southeast winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. In the rest of the forecast, if you are wanting rain, it's not looking good for rain, but it is looking good for beautiful weather. Cool, crisp mornings, comfortable and warm afternoons, low humidity, all throughout the 7-day forecast, with the exception of tomorrow morning. You'll notice the mugginess, you'll notice some clouds and even some patchy fog tomorrow morning. So we're in a stretch of dry weather, and October is usually rainy. It's our ties pretty much for the rainiest month of the year, and it's just not looking like we're going to get any rain this week.
It's good outdoor weather, though.
I was going to say, killing it with the garden.
Thank you.
Yeah, master gardener. 617, 58 degrees out.
Well, coming up, NASA has just launched a new toilet into space. Flush. What it says the new design is supposed to help with.
Plus, getting lost in a field of corn. After the break, a look at a corny maze fit for all. Welcome back. Following late-breaking news this morning, San Antonio police telling us a man is in serious condition after being shot in the head early this morning.
Our Alicia Barrera is live on the northwest side with more details. Good morning, Alicia. What do you know so far?
Good morning. Well, again, that victim in the hospital, and right now police are still on the search for the gunman. So we're at Aspen Heights. This is known for a very collegiate area. But let me get out of the way. Right now, the scene has wrapped up, but I do want to point out where this happened. So if we're looking at this first corner building here. It's a green building right at the entrance of Aspen Heights. It's that left door right there. Police tell us one man was inside of his apartment when someone knocked. It's unclear about what hour this happened, but we know he was in his home. Someone knocked. He opened up, and that's when he was shot in the head. The gunman didn't stop there. He got into the apartment and tried to rob him and everything inside this house, this townhome, but he wasn't able to. That gunman then not stopping there, injuring that victim even more by pistol whipping him and then taking off. I did speak to police right before they wrapped up here, and they tell me that they were able to get this information, of course, from the victim himself, but also two witnesses that have stepped up and provided some information. They say that they did see that suspect, possibly 1 to 2 people inside a car, and take off, but right now it's unclear in what direction they took off. But again, we know that victim is in serious condition. We'll have more information at the top of the 6:30 newscast. Reporting live, Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Alicia.
Thank you, Alicia. As she said, we'll have more at 6:30. Time now, 6:22, 58 degrees out.
Up next, NASA is seeking volunteers to help sift through tons of pictures. Details on its new citizen science project to find new planets.
Right now on KSAT.com, a Texas-sized corn maze is opening this weekend in San Antonio. It is set to open Saturday at Traders Village, and it's actually 3 mazes that spans across 10 acres and also features a pumpkin patch and petting zoo. Traders Village officials said that masks will be required despite it being outdoors. Guests can visit the corn mazes every weekend in October and November from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturdays and 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sundays. Admission to the corn maze is $9.99 per person, and parking at Traders Village is $4. For a closer look at the mazes, just go to this article in our Things to Do section on KSAT.com. Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
Well, later on GMSA, our Alicia Barrera will be live from the Corny Maze with a look at all the fun you can expect these next 2 months. Be sure to stick around.
All right, heading out of space, NASA officially launching a new space toilet to the International Space Station. The new design is supposed to be more user-friendly and easier to maintain. The International Space Station crew also receiving a new 360-degree virtual reality camera. Astronauts can use it to capture different aspects of their spacewalks. It's going to be really cool to see. The items were among 8,000 pounds of supplies on board of the latest cargo spacecraft.
On another note, NASA wants you to help them find alien worlds. The agency just launched Planet Patrol, a citizen science project to find new planets. It's seeking volunteers to help sift through tons of images collected by TESS. That's the Transiting Exoplanet Survey satellite. Sometimes the planet searching satellite's huge data set returns false positives, so they need discerning eyes to weed out what computers can't. You can visit NASA's website for more information.
If I find a planet, can I name it?
Max.
Max, Planet Max?
Planet Max.
Planet to the Max.
That sounds like a Sarah Spivey project.
It definitely is a Sarah Spivey project. All right, 6:27, 58 degrees out.
We'll bring an awareness to children with Down syndrome. Still ahead in our next half hour, how one organization is helping kids feel beautiful.
Plus, a local program that helps the San Antonio workforce is now set to expire. The latest details involving the program Get Shift Done for San Antonio. That's next on GMSA. Good morning. Welcome back and happy Saturday. 6:30 this morning, October 3rd.
We were just talking about screen names. From AIM. Sarah Spivey, what was your screen name?
Oh my gosh, you put me on this. I didn't
Right
ask
under the bus.
me what my name was.
Come on, just say it.
So AIM, a lot of people know what AIM was. It was the first instant messaging, AOL.
Just say it.
Okay, it was Spivylicious.
Is this weather going to be Spivylicious?
I'm going to trademark that.
Really nice outside right now. It's 58 degrees out there, nice and cool. Spy-velicious weather. Now today we'll be warming up to 87 for the afternoon high. Tons of sunshine. Very similar forecast to the last few days where you start off crisp and cool and in the afternoon you end up warm. We will have winds from the southeast at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. So the weather here around San Antonio is going to be pretty mundane and nice though outside. But coming up, we've got to talk about Tropical Storm Gamma, which is currently working its way close to the Yucatan Peninsula as we speak. I'll have the details on where this storm is heading and what we can expect here in San Antonio over the weekend in just a bit. Spivilicious out.
Thank you, Sarah. A robbery ends in a gunfire on the city's northwest side. Now one person is in the hospital.
This morning, police were called out for a shooting at Aspen Heights apartment complex located off of Stubing Parkway, not far from Babcock Road.
Alicia Barra joining us live from where that shooting took place. Alicia, what do we know so far?
Well, we do want to start off with an update from that victim. That victim was shot in the hip, and we know that they're in serious condition in the hospital right now. So this is where it happened, Aspen Heights. This is an apartment townhome living community really close to UTSA, and police tell us that sometime this morning in one of these apartments in this front building here at Aspen Heights, someone knocked on his door, he opened up, and then that's when he was shot in the hip. The gunman got into the apartment and then tried to rob him and everything that was inside the home, but wasn't able to. It's not clear if there was some sort of physical altercation between the victim and that gunman, but we know that the gunman again grabbed the victim and pistol whipped him, leaving him in a pretty bad state. We know that suspect fled. Again, police were able to speak to two witnesses who were in the area during the time of this robbery that turned into a shooting. And they say that they did see at least one person. Police say that maybe two people were inside that car and they took off. They're thinking they probably went around this main office and then took out here off Stubing Parkway. But it's unclear in what direction. So right now that search for the gunman continues. We know that police here on the scene were waiting for another officer to arrive and take over that investigation. But again, that victim in the hospital, University Hospital, in serious condition. Reporting live, Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Alicia. The new pilot phase for a program meant for mental health calls here in Bexar County is set to start Monday. The Specialized Multidisciplinary Alternate Response Team, or the SMART program, set to run Monday, and it's going to go Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. This new special team will be dispatched to non-violent mental health calls. Members include a licensed professional counselor, a paramedic, and a mental health deputy for support if they're needed. If a call comes in after hours during this pilot phase, it'll still get a traditional 911 response before being labeled a SMART call for a follow-up. The program comes all after combat veteran Damian Daniels was shot and killed during a mental health call.
Well, speaking of local programs, United Way of San Antonio and Bexar County's, quote, Get Shift Done for San Antonio will end in just a few weeks, and some are worried about what's next. The nonprofit organization launched the program on May 11th. Through an app, people are able to sign up for different shifts with organizations like the San Antonio Food Bank, Haven for Hope, and Catholic Charities to earn $13 an hour. The program, funded by several organizations and donors, totaling more than $600,000, used to pay those workers. However, that money will no longer be available come October 24th. Nicole Castillo is working through the program and says it's changed her life.
That was designed initially to pair out-of-work restaurant workers, food service workers with positions in food banks that were experiencing high demand for food and were also losing volunteers.
There's been so many other people that have benefited from this, and I wish there was a way for this to be extended.
The city of San Antonio also has the COVID-19 Workforce Recovery Program that aims to help people connect with other job opportunities. For more information, just visit KSAT.com.
In your morning headlines, the grand jury recordings in the Breonna Taylor case have been released. Louisville police officers say they did knock before entering her home. In the recordings, one of the detectives says the officers repeatedly knocked and said police for at least 1 to 2 minutes before they thought a child was inside, even though they had a no-knock warrant. The officers told the grand jury they didn't get a response, and that is when they decided to bust open the door.
President Trump's family and supporters were seen not wearing masks during Tuesday's presidential debate in Cleveland. Video shows a Cleveland Clinic staffer walking around offering masks to people who weren't wearing one. Members of Trump's family wore masks as they walked in, but took them off after they sat down. The rules mandated that everyone in the room wear a blue surgical mask.
Time now, 6:37, 58 degrees out.
Well, helping you stay comfortable as you continue to work from home. Still ahead, we'll tell you about some basic principles to minimize the strain on your body.
Plus, bringing thousands of people together this month, how one woman is working to change how people perceive kids with Down syndrome.
Spyvalicious. We're going to make a song about that.
It's fantastic.
58 degrees at 6:37 this morning. Our Spyvalicious Sarah Spivey will be back with your weekend forecast in just a bit. Welcome back. October is Down Syndrome Awareness Month. Although 1 in every 700 babies are born with it, Down syndrome is the least funded major genetic condition by the National Institutes of Health, despite being the most frequent chromosal disorder.
Now, one woman bringing thousands of people together to change that. They're increasing resources, increasing funding research, and working tirelessly to change how people perceive children with Down syndrome. Stephanie Cerna has the details.
Sophia, Sam, and Shelby, 3 teens who love music, dancing, and of course,
we can go to California pretty.
Talking on the phone. Not so different from other kids, except these 3 teens are growing up with Down syndrome.
Well, I like to break dance, and as you can see, I like to eat a lot.
Like dancing.
Hang out with my boyfriend.
When Sophia's mom found out her daughter would be born with an extra copy of chromosome 21, she didn't know much about Down syndrome.
I had never met a person with Down syndrome.
But Michelle C. Witten found out quickly there was a void in help for kids like her daughter. Michelle co-founded the Global Down Syndrome Foundation, now the nation's largest source of funding for Down syndrome-related research, medical care, and programs. Global has donated more than $32 million to establish the first Down Syndrome Research Institute, supporting over 400 scientists and 2,000 patients. Program Michelle's most proud of, Global's Be Beautiful, Be Yourself fashion show, the largest Down syndrome fundraiser in the world, raising to date $20 million.
I get to wear cool clothes.
They bring everybody to their feet every year, every time.
Giving these kids the confidence and the knowledge that they can do and will do anything they want to.
Down syndrome is actually a small part of me, and never get to find me.
According to studies, people with Down syndrome are more likely to get Alzheimer's and certain leukemias, while the likelihood of getting a solid tumor or suffering a heart attack is low. That's why experts say more research is necessary to understand the impact of Down syndrome. Stephanie Cerna, KSAT 12 News.
All right, time now, 6:43, 58 degrees. That
Beautiful.
is a gorgeous sunrise or sunset behind you.
Sunset. It was sunset last night, and we've really been treated to beautiful sunrises and sunsets, clear skies. Medina Lake last night, absolutely beautiful.
Wow.
Gorgeous. This picture sent in through our KSAT Connect feature on our weather app. You can send in your weather pictures, and we may just show them on air. Again, beautiful shot there over Medina Lake. Now, right now outside, we do have clear skies, and it's a cool 58 degrees. The last few mornings, we have been really enjoying cool, comfortable starts, and we have quickly seen the thermometer rise after the sun rises, and that'll be the case today as well. So if you're somebody who likes to take a morning walk or run, this morning's going to be great outside. It's 56 in Kerrville, 59 in Rock Springs, 57 the wake-up temperature in Uvalde, 59 in Carrizo Springs, 55 in Gonzales, and 57 in New Braunfels. Generally across the state of Texas, all of us in the 50s or in the 60s. The colder core of air is over the Appalachian Mountains right now, and a lot of people like to be reminded that hurricane season is not over until the end of November, and we do have a tropical storm starting to go across the Yucatan Peninsula there. This is Tropical Storm Gamma with winds sustained at 50 miles per hour, gusts of up to 65 miles per hour. This is going to enter into the Gulf of Mexico by early tomorrow morning, but then it's going to take a sharp turn left and really just impact the coast of Mexico here, southern Mexico, by Thursday. It's not expected to strengthen much. In fact, it'll stay a tropical storm, according to the National Hurricane Center. And here in San Antonio, we will not see any direct impacts from Gamma. In fact, today is just going to be sunny like the last several days, and it's going to be nice with low humidity, and temperatures will warm up very quickly. We'll be near 87 degrees around San Antonio, high temperature of 84 Leon Springs, 83 Bernie, 84 Timberwood Park, 87 New Braunfels, 86 Lake Hills, and 87 in Castroville. And again, I love this graphic because it shows just how quickly we warm up and just how quickly we cool down in the evening hours with the loss of daytime heating. So it's going to be one of those days. It really does look almost exactly like a roller coaster. I know that's a cliche to say a temperature roller coaster, but that's the case today and tomorrow as well. Southeast winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, those southeast winds are actually going to increase our humidity a little bit in the overnight hours. So I'm showing the futurecast humidity here. By tomorrow morning, we're going to have dew points in the 60s. That's in the muggy category. So for your Sunday morning, we'll actually have clouds and areas of patchy fog. But look at that. Cool front. It's a weak cool front, but it'll be enough to dry us out by the afternoon. We'll be looking at a high temperature, sunny, 88 degrees. Again, that's Sunday, so not too much different from the last several days, except we are going to have morning clouds. It's been a while since we've seen some rain. In fact, we're in the middle of a dry spell. We've had 12 consecutive days without rain at the San Antonio International Airport, and honestly, it looks like we're going to add another 7 days to that over the next several days. No significant chance for rain. That's unfortunate because October is one of our rainiest months of the year, but we've still got plenty more of October to get through, but it doesn't look like we're going to see anything over the next several days. Cool mornings, warm afternoons. The nice weather continues.
I just love being outside with this weather. I can't get enough of it.
I'm like waiting for like a thorough deep dive into the outside, and you're just like, I just love it.
I love it.
It's easy. There you go. Best of both worlds, 50s and 90s. Perfect. 647, 58 degrees out.
Reducing the strain on your body as you continue to work from home. Coming up next, a few home office strategies that may help.
Let's take a look at those lotto numbers. Pick 3, 2, 6, 6, Fireball 3, Daily 4, 7, 1, 6, 2, Fireball 4.
Cash 5, 7, 15, 26, 27, 29. And Mega Millions 9, 38, 47, 49, 68, Mega Ball 25, Mega Plier 2.
Good morning, welcome back, and happy Saturday. Little did we know when we moved our work into our kitchens and our living rooms last spring, it would stretch into months and months.
12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz has some ergonomic advice to help you settle into the long haul.
Welcome to my home office with a fancy chandelier, a back killer of a chair. Working in the dining room for the past 7 months, not ergonomically great. Time for some changes.
We're working from the couch, the kitchen table, even slouched on the bed. Fine for a few weeks, but now we've settled in.
As people feel like they need to be in front of their screen to be accountable for work, people are sitting for longer hours. It's important that your body is in good alignment so that you have the most energy and attention available for the work that you're trying to do.
Ergonomics expert Todd Baker says some basic principles in any workspace can minimize the strain on your body. Start with your chair. If your lower back doesn't reach the back of your chair comfortably, put a pillow behind you. If your feet don't reach the floor, use a footrest. Make sure the bend of your arms is between 90 and 115 degrees, and your eyes should be your arm's length away from the monitor and at eye level. You may want to consider a standing desk, which allows you to move around more.
It is more important than ever to find ways to change position, to take visual, cognitive, and physical breaks and stay healthy.
To help with eye strain, experts recommend the 20-20-20 rule. That's every 20 minutes, look 20 feet away for 20 seconds. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Marilyn Moritz, so many great stories. This might be my favorite.
You just like because she gave us like a little tour of her house.
Well, yeah, but it's just like, I feel like at this juncture, it's so important. I have like the makeshift desk at home.
Yeah.
Not ergonomically friendly.
I like cuddle up in my corner of my bed with my dogs.
All right, time now 6:52, 58 degrees out.
Let's take a look at what's coming up on Good Morning America.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, President Trump battling COVID-19. Helicopter to Walter Reed Medical Center. This morning, the latest on his treatment, the president's video message before leaving the White House, and his tweets from inside the hospital. Also this morning, the ripple effect now. More staffers in the president's inner circle and members of Congress testing positive for the virus. And President Trump shared the news of his COVID diagnosis after a week of rallies and fundraisers. How some attendees are reacting this morning. It's all ahead here on GMA.
On the city's northwest side this morning, one man is in the hospital after a robbery turns into a shooting. Police say this happened early this morning. The victim, a 32-year-old man, was inside his apartment when someone knocked and the victim opened the door. That's when he was shot in the hip. The gunman was able to make it into the apartment and then tried robbing him and everything inside, but wasn't able to. Police say he then grabbed the victim and pistol whipped him, leaving him in very serious condition. Witnesses say that the suspect took off in a vehicle, possibly accompanied by another person. We know that victim right now was taken to University Hospital, where he remains in serious condition. And of course, the search for that gunman and possibly another person involved continues. Reporting Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Alicia. Before you go this morning, we have a wrap of some of the top stories you might have missed in and around San Antonio this week.
Our David Sears has the top stories in 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Governor Greg Abbott has reduced the state's number of drop-off sites for mail-in ballots. The order limits drop-offs to a single location per county, shuttering dozens of sites statewide in some of Texas' largest cities, as voters are already returning ballots for the November presidential election. And the order also allows poll watchers to observe ballot deliveries at each place. Texas is one of just 5 states not allowing widespread mail-in voting this year. The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals ruling straight ticket voting will not happen here in Texas. Straight ticket voting allows people to choose one party's entire slate of candidates on a ballot instead of choosing each candidate individually. Bexar County Elections Administrator Jackie Callanan says she'll abide by whatever the courts decide. Former Castle Hills councilwoman charged with tampering with government records in 2019 has filed a federal lawsuit against the city of Castle Hills, Mayor J.R. Trevino, and Police Chief John Siemens. Sylvia Gonzalez, represented by the Institute for Justice, says she wants to clear her name. The lawsuit claims Gonzalez was a victim of retaliation and that her First Amendment rights were violated. The misdemeanor charge against her was dropped. The police investigation was in connection with an alleged scheme to oust the city manager. A multi-million-dollar plan in jeopardy. That is how Councilman Robert Trevino described the Alamo Master Plan after it was decided the city could not move the cenotaph. That decision coming from the Texas Historical Commission recently. This week, Councilman Trevino spoke before the Citizens Advisory Committee, which he heads, urging them to stick together on this master plan, but the future for that plan is unclear. The latest Fairfax KSAT San Antonio report poll shows approval ratings for Mayor Ron Nierenberg, Bexar County Judge Nelson Wolf, and the San Antonio City Council are slowly declining, though all three continue to poll higher than before the COVID-19 pandemic among Bexar County voters. The Bexar County Commissioners Court, which saw an increase in its approval ratings, though it appears to be much less known than the others. And that's your Weekend 210. David Sears, KSAT 12 News.
It's cool to start off your Saturday. 58 degrees at the airport, 51 in Comfort, 52 at Bernie Stage. Today, we're going to see temperatures rise quickly. 87 for the high temperature, southeast winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow morning, a little bit different. We'll start off with clouds and even some patchy fog, but we'll quickly clear out, and it's going to be a dry week ahead, guys. Pretty nice mornings and warm and comfortable afternoons.
All right, Sarah, thank you so much. We are going to take an hour-long break for Good Morning America, but don't worry, we're going to be back here at 8 a.m. We still have a lot to talk about, and Elisa Brera is going to take us to a corn maze.
Fun stuff. See you soon.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
COVID-19 related hospitalizations continuing to decline here in Bexar County. We have the latest numbers of positive cases and the number of deaths.
If you're as excited about fall as I am, well, you'll want to head over to the Traders Village today for their corny maze, what you can discover and enjoy with just in dollars just ahead here on GMSA.
Taking a look outside with live cam, 8 a.m., 57 degrees. Be a fun morning to go out to that corny maze. Sarah, let you know what our Saturday and weekend forecast is shaping up to be in just a bit.
Good morning. 8 o'clock this morning, Saturday, October 3rd, 57 degrees out there. We know during this pandemic, you've become a master gardener. How's the garden looking?
It's good. You know, I'm kind of getting sad at the cooler it gets, but San Antonio kind of has like 2 springs and falls because it's very similar temperatures. And so you can kind of drag out those flower blooms late into the fall season.
All right, Sarah, are we expecting it to stick around 50 throughout the day?
Well, it's going to be in the 50s for just about an hour or so because, as you know, we quickly warm up with plenty of sunshine, and that's going to be the case today as well. It's mostly sunny, 57 outside. You can see that beautiful sunrise behind me as well, and low humidity. We've got really low humidity out there. Today, nothing but sunshine. We'll be able to rise about 30 degrees in the afternoon. Our high temperature should be 87 with abundant sunshine. Now, coming up, I'm going to talk a little bit about Tropical Storm Gamma, which is currently right over the Yucatan Peninsula as we speak. It is going to enter the Gulf of Mexico, and I'll be back with an update on what areas Gamma will affect and if it'll have any impact on our weather coming up in just a bit. Max.
Thank you, Sarah. New this morning, a man is in the hospital after being hit by a car while trying to cross the street on his bike. All of this happening around 3 a.m. in Fredericksburg Road. Police telling us a 23-year-old man was crossing the road on his bike when a vehicle hit him and then drove off. That 23-year-old victim taken to University Hospital at last check in serious condition. Right now, police still searching for who's responsible. Officers say that driver last seen taking off in a dark-colored vehicle on Fredericksburg Road, heading southbound on 410.
This morning, police are trying to figure out who shot a woman in the back while she was driving on the city's east side. It happened at 1 this morning in the 600 block of North Mesquite Street. That's near Dignity Park. Police tell us a 23-year-old woman was driving on Mesquite Street when shots were fired and was hit in the back. Officers say then someone dropped the woman off at Metropolitan Hospital but was later transferred to University Hospital where she's expected to be okay. The investigation is ongoing.
And this morning, police still trying to figure out what exactly led to a shooting on the city's south side. All of this happening in the 200 block of West Mitchell Street just before 11 last night. Police on the scene telling us a man in his 50s was standing outside by his car when a truck passed by. Someone got out of that vehicle, shot several rounds, hitting the man in the leg. Then the suspect took off. That victim taken to SAMC in stable condition. Investigation still ongoing.
Now to the latest on the pandemic. Bexar County is seeing another drop in its 7-day average. It's currently standing at 150. The city says this average more accurately reflects what's happening day to day. The city is also reporting 103 new positive cases and no new deaths. Other good news, the number of hospitalizations continues to drop. 196 COVID-19 patients are in the hospital, 76 are in the ICU, and 31 are on ventilators.
And we want to remind you that free testing for people without COVID-19 symptoms start on Monday. Now, testing will be done at the Cuellar Community Center on San Fernando Street. Testing will also be available on Tuesday and Wednesday at different locations. You do need to make an appointment if you want to get tested, though. For more information on the times and locations, we have all that info right now. Just head to KSAT.com.
Well, the flu is also on the minds of many this time of year. Bexar County Precinct 2 Commissioner Justin Rodriguez is partnering with KSAT community partner University Health System to host a drive-through flu shot drive. This one will be next Saturday on the city's west side. It will be happening at the Nelson Wolff Stadium from 9 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. You will need to register before the event. You will not be able to show up the day of the event. You must register before. So you can register on the University Health System website or call 210-358-7020.
All right, it is 57 degrees out. Perfect start to the morning, perfect fall morning, and perfect fall weather. Perfect weekend to enjoy fall festivities. Some of the best stuff. Corn mazes, pumpkin patches. What are you going to say? Pumpkin spice?
It's all so perfect, Max.
It's a perfect day. Some of us like to bring optimism into the weekend.
No, and I do love it when the weather is this beautiful. So it's opening day for the Corny Maze at Traders Village that offers outdoor activities throughout their 10-acre property. Our Alicia Barrera is live from the Corny Maze. Alicia, what time does it open up today?
10 a.m. And you guys, this is the cheapest it's ever been. $10 is going to get you a whole lot of fun. This is the beginning of the corn maze. You just walk a little bit back there and then that's the center point, and there's 3 mazes. So to tell us more about all the fun here, specifically with the corn maze that we're going to be focusing right now, is Brian Billick, marketing director for Traders Village. So what can people expect this year? Y'all have done a lot.
So there's 3 mazes within inside. Once you go inside, you'll hit the center point here, and from here you can branch out into all the 3 different mazes. We have this little one, which is the black one, that's designed specifically for little kids. So little kids, we tell mom and dads to let the little kids lead, and you can't get lost. There's a fun game in there for the kids to play. The medium one is 2.1 miles. So this will take you maybe 30 minutes to an hour to navigate because there are checkpoints you have to find.
And what about the courageous one?
The red one is designed for those who really want to have fun in there and get lost. This one is 2.9 miles. It's not very easy. We kind of made it a little difficult this year.
Yeah, a little bit. And how much time do you think people can spend in there?
I'm guessing if you try to find all the checkpoints, about an hour and a half.
All right, so you're going to spend a good amount of time, you guys. Well, we're going to be sticking around here at the Corny Maze at Traders Village all morning long to show you the different fun going on here. So stick with us. Again, $10 starting at 10 a.m. today. Reporting live, Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
What are your thoughts?
Don't get lost. Like, that is my biggest fear, and I will get lost.
I feel like you think every corn maze is the start's like a horror film.
For me, yes, it is.
Time now, 8:07, 57 degrees out.
Well, 2 cleaners are not better than 1. Still ahead on GMSA, we tell you why combining cleaners do more harm than good.
And it is Saturday. We are already all smiles here this morning, but we're going to be smiling a little bit more. We are going to be checking in with David Elder, what he can expect, what you can check out. Look at that. I don't even know what's going on there, but it looks delicious. We're going to give you a full preview right after the break.
Taking a look outside with live cam, 57 degrees at 8 o'clock this morning. Our Sarah Spivey is in to give us a Spivalicious forecast, what our weekend looks like when we come back.
Much like the historical and eclectic artist Frida, the menu at the restaurant is diverse. Out here at Frida Mexican Restaurant, there is an assorted plate of mini tacos, and they're like mini tacos, right? So you can try all of them and you won't be too full. Now there's a marlin, there's ribeye, al pastor, and there's also sarero. Now this right here, this is the al pastor. That's like my favorite kind of little mini taco you can get. It has a little bit of sauce on the side as well. And you have some papas there in the middle, a little bit of lime. You know what though? You got lime, you gotta use it, okay? That's just the way it goes. So you get your lime right onto the top. That's a juicy lime. texture on the outside has a nice little bit of like a little char to it from the grill, but then you get that roasted pineapple on there as well. The acidity cuts through a lot of that fat, so you're getting a well-rounded bite, but then you have the tortilla, which is a great little mechanism for all this flavor. I mean, that's a home run.
Shout out to Elder for so many facets of this. One, throwing the word mechanism in there. Two, the slow-mo on the bite.
Also, the music
Yeah.
for this story was great.
Need it.
I feel like so we're so excited. You can actually watch that new episode of Texas Eats at 10 o'clock this morning. So it's going to be really an exciting thing to watch that and see all the different places that he goes to. Although I'm a little flustered because before the break, I don't know if you caught it at home, but Sarah Costa said Sarah's going to be back with the Spivey-licious forecast.
We're trademarking it.
We're going to let you guys in on a little bit of behind the scenes. Earlier today, we were talking about our former AIM usernames. You guys remember AIM, AOL Instant Messaging? When I had it, I was like 12, 13. Spivey-licious was my name. And of course, Sarah's gone off to the races with that this morning.
Sticking with it.
Thanks for that.
Not a problem.
What was yours again, Sarah?
Turtle 1800, B-Ball Spa 25.
B-Ball Spa 25. So that's pretty awesome. All right. Well, before the break, I promised we would talk about the tropics. In the tropics right now, starting to get over the Yucatan Peninsula is Tropical Storm Gamma. Now, Gamma, you may think, oh, that's not a very unique name. And it really isn't. It's a part of the Greek alphabet. So we're in the Greek alphabet. The only other time we've done this is in history, in recorded history, is in 2005. So we have a very active season, and hurricane season doesn't end until the end of November. So we've still got some time here to see tropical systems develop. And again, Gamma is currently a tropical storm with sustained winds of 65 miles per hour. So it has strengthened. Now, Gamma is going to move over the Yucatan Peninsula today, enter into the Gulf of Mexico by early tomorrow morning, and then take a sharp turn left into the southern Mexico coast. And so it'll make landfall probably sometime on Thursday as a tropical storm. Not expected to strengthen to hurricane status, but we'll keep an eye on that. It's not going to affect our weather here in San Antonio. It just may give us a little bit of extra cloud cover. So we'll keep an eye on that. But for now, we're just continuing to go through the Greek alphabet. Again, the next storm named would be Delta, and it does look like we're going to have something developing a little bit later on in the week that could get that name of Delta. We'll keep you updated all throughout the rest of hurricane season, but for now, we just get to enjoy some really beautiful weather this weekend. Currently outside, it's 57 degrees and sunny outside with low humidity, a beautiful sunrise to start the day. If you're waking up at Bernie Stage Airfield, near Bernie Stage Airfield, 52 degrees, 54 in Kerrville, 53 in Hondo, 54 JBSA Randolph, and 57 in New Braunfels. A wider view, just about all of us with the exception of Del Rio and Cotulla, waking up in the 50s this morning. A very nice start to the day, but because of this dry air in place, dew points in the 50s, we're in for a temperature roller coaster. And yes, this is a literal roller coaster that I built. We're at 57 now. By 10, we'll be at 71. By noon, we'll be at 78. In the afternoon, a high temperature of 87. And then in the evening hours, we're going to dip back down into the 60s by midnight. Now, everywhere else, temperatures should be in the upper 80s for the high temperature, low 80s up in the hill country. So it's going to be a very beautiful Saturday. Tonight, dew points are going to increase. By the start of the day tomorrow, we'll have dew points in the 60s, and that's going to be noticeable muggy. And I do think that we could have some morning clouds to start our Sunday and potentially even some patchy fog. Now we're going to get another front that'll move through that'll help to dry things out and switch our winds around to the northeast. And so it'll be a warm day tomorrow with plenty of sunshine. But again, low humidity throughout the next 7 days. Very little chance for rain, unfortunately, but at least we have some nice weather to enjoy some time outdoors. Have your brunch outside this morning. You won't regret it.
With a Bloody Mary.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
There you go. All right, time now. 8:16, 57 degrees out.
Well, disinfecting our homes is at the top of our to-do list right now, but could combining cleaners do more harm than good? We have more on how this could be toxic. That's next on GMSA.
Good morning and welcome back. This pandemic causing Americans to rethink their sanitization skills, but surprisingly, A lot of the times, 2 cleaners, not better than 1.
According to the CDC, there has been a 20.4% increase in calls to Poison Control Center since this time last year.
Here's a look at what not to mix, so this way you can avoid toxic concoctions.
You may think cleaners are stronger together, but it could actually result in deadly fumes.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Fumes that were all over the house. One toxic pairing is hydrogen peroxide and vinegar. When combined, the acid is created, which can cause corrosion. If you run out of one drain cleaner and start to use another brand, don't. They could potentially react, creating toxic fumes and could cause an explosion inside the drain. A less toxic mixture is probably one you heard of in school.
You then pour vinegar into the bottle. That reacts with baking soda.
While it's not dangerous, placing the two in a sealed container could cause an explosion since carbon dioxide is trying to escape. The most powerful of any of these mixtures is bleach. Combining it with anything other than water can result in chlorine gas and, if inhaled, could cause a number of respiratory issues. Large quantities can actually knock you out and could even be fatal, like mixing bleach and rubbing alcohol. To stay safe, open nearby doors and windows and wear gloves to avoid skin irritation and chemical burns.
And if you bleach a surface, be sure to wash it off with water before adding any other chemicals. If you do feel chest pain or shortness of breath, either seek medical attention, live chat with someone on www.poison.org, or call the Poison Control Hotline. That number, 1-800-222-1222. Some scary stuff there.
Oh, yeah. Terrifying.
Time now is 8:21, 57 degrees out.
Well, a dog who isn't jumping for joy, but because another dog he lives with won't let him look out a gate. It's our story next on GMSA. Well, residents in a neighborhood in Arizona have gotten used to a strange sight, a dog's head appearing over a wall.
All right, so this pup arguably has the best name in the world. His name is Max.
Okay.
He lives with Sam and Kelly. They adopted him from a shelter about 2 years ago. And when Max gets excited enough about a passerby, he jumps high enough. Look at those ups. That's just impressive. So he jumps high enough to see over the couple's fence in the yard. You can imagine what that looks like from the other side.
It's just like a tiny peep, like, hello there. Well, his family says the habit had developed out of necessity due to some bullying from their smaller but older dog. If you want to see more of the pups, you can follow the Twitter hashtag and Facebook. The Tolsons made for him. It's, quote, Max the jumping dog.
There you go. Have you ever seen Home Improvement?
Yes.
It's like Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah, it's like a much more energetic Wilson.
That's like a lot of Wilson. Boop, 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 boop. It's like an inconsistent Wilson.
There you go. Time now is 8:25, 57 degrees out.
Well, the future of the courts, the Alazan Apache courts, is in limbo. In our next half hour, we have a preview of our KSAT Explains episode that gives us a look at the history, the proposed redevelopment plans, and the controversy.
And COVID cases rising throughout the country as the president becomes one of the 30,000 people in the hospital. We have the latest on the pandemic around the country next on GMSA. Good morning, welcome back, and happy Saturday. 8:29 this morning, Saturday, October 3rd.
I'm just happy it's October. Everything just feels better in October, especially in San Antonio, when you're not experiencing, triple-digit heat anymore, and we're actually it's 57 degrees there.
It feels great outside, and we're going to continue our trend of a comfortable morning and a warm afternoon, but humidity should stay low all day long. We did get the pollen count in, so this is some kind of bad news. Mold and ragweed are moderate today. Mold at 530, ragweed at 360. It is the middle of ragweed season, and of course we deal with mold all year long. But looking outside right now, it's clear out there, 57 degrees. It's only going to get warmer from here, though. We'll quickly be able to see temperatures rise. 49 in Bulverde, 54 Bernie Stage, 54 Bandera, 53 in Hondo, 58 the wake-up temperature in Castroville, 55 at Stinson, 57 down in Pleasanton. So for the day today, ample sunshine, 87 degrees for the high temperature, southeast winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So that will be a little bit different. Now, these southeast winds are going to make for a cloudy start on Sunday, but we shouldn't see very many clouds today. It's just going to be beautiful and will cool down quickly. So it is October. I thought for our Weather 101 question, how much rain on average does San Antonio receive in October? Less than 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, or 5 inches of rain? I'll have the answer to this and, of course, your forecast coming up in just a bit. Next.
Thank you, Sarah. This morning, a man in the hospital in serious condition after police tell us that he was shot inside his apartment on the city's northwest side. All of this happening around 4:30 this morning at the Aspen Heights Apartments, located on the northwest side, not far from Babcock Road. Police tell us a 32-year-old man was shot in the hip right after answering his apartment's front door. That suspect pushed his way into the front door, attempting to rob the victim. That suspect then pulled out a gun, pistol whipped the man, and ran from the scene. That victim, the 32-year-old, taken to University Hospital at last check in serious condition.
Now to the latest, one man is dead and 2 others are injured after a shooting on the city's southeast side. It happened around 9:30 last night in the 800 block of Schley Avenue. San Antonio Police Chief William McManus says it all started when 2 men showed up to a 50-year-old man's house to confront him about a car battery sale that happened on Thursday. That's when an argument started and shots were fired. McManus says it's unclear who fired first. The 50-year-old man died at the scene. Another man was taken to Brooke Army Medical Center. Police say they are still looking for the 3rd man who fled the scene.
Well, San Antonio is home to one of the oldest public housing complexes in the entire country. But the future of the courts, it is now in limbo. It's now the topic of this week's episode of KSAT Explains.
The KSAT Explains team looked back at the history, the proposed redevelopment plans, and the controversy. As a preview, Jessie Degollado steps into the breakdown booth to talk about her experience covering the courts over the past 3 decades.
Soon after I started here at KSAT 12 News back in 1984, one of the first stories I did as a neighborhood reporter was to go to Alassane Apache courts. At that point in time, in the late 80s and into the 90s, there were so many problems there, including a lot of gang violence, a lot of drugs. Most of the people who lived there were good people, but they were caught in the middle of whatever was happening around them that made them look bad. They had children to raise, they had work to do, often low-paying jobs. Slowly but surely, things started to improve as, again, there was more focus on gang intervention and community policing. All of that seemed to work. Also, it did help that eventually San Antonio Housing Authority was able to rehab some of the units, was able to build some of the newer units. So that at least gave it a fresher outlook. But it was a model community when it was built. It was thought to be such a blessing. And there was such a sense of pride and hope. But sadly, as time passed on, of course, then we saw the problems starting to creep up and infect so many lives. But now things have improved, although that the people who live there are now worried about what's to come next, as certainly gentrification is starting to creep in. There is also, of course, talk of, again, public-private development within Alassane Apache, bringing in affordable housing, but also bringing in some higher-end housing. So the people in that community, and as you've heard on KSAT Explains, are wondering, well, how's this going to affect us? But still, there is that great sense of community. You see that in the mothers and the children that they're raising. And they have such great hope for the future for their children. So again, I'm so proud of Alassane Apache having overcome so much. The people of Alassane Apache courts who overcome so much to come this far and now must wonder what's next.
So good to see Jessie on camera again. Well, you can stream KSAT Explains, the battle over Alassane Apache courts on the KSAT TV app on Roku, Fire Stick, and most other smart TV devices.
You can also watch it at ksat.com/explains. All right, as President Donald Trump receives treatment for the coronavirus at Walter Reed, cases are increasing in 32 states and Puerto Rico, and the number of deaths are also rising in 12 separate states.
Let's get the latest on the situation across the country from ABC's Trevor Ault.
This morning, the coronavirus pandemic still upending the lives of thousands of American families every day.
This virus loves everybody the same. It does not discriminate, and it's going to go after anybody.
In Cleveland, officials report 11 cases stemming from the setup for this week's presidential debate, part of a spike in Ohio, one of 32 states and Puerto Rico reporting rising case totals, and hospitalizations are climbing in 26 states, including record numbers in Wisconsin, where health officials warn hospital beds are filling up.
We have very, very strong contingency plans. We really do not want to get to that tipping point.
Wisconsin's governor tweeting, "We have to get this virus under control, and we cannot do that if folks continue to go about their lives as usual." Leaders in Tulsa, Oklahoma are making the same plea, now requiring everyone aged 10 and up to wear masks in public.
Is it causing decreases in the active cases? Is it making the positivity rate decline? The answer to all those questions is yes.
But across America, thousands are still fighting for their lives. North Dakota couple Brian and Rita Bushnell are both battling the virus. Brian now on a ventilator.
I'm here to tell you that when it affects you this close, it really is a big deal. And you see immediately how important it is to take those precautions and be extra careful.
If it means saving someone's life or saving someone like the pain that we're going through, then I don't know why it's up for debate.
And here in New York City, public schools have reopened and limited indoor dining is back. But the mayor reports the 7-day average for positive tests is now up to 1.53%. If it gets up to 3%, schools will have to shut down. Trevor Ault, ABC News, New York.
All right, well, we've been talking about it all morning. 57 degrees, perfect temperatures out there, and nothing screams fall more than a pumpkin patch, a corn maze, and your favorite, maybe a pumpkin spice latte.
We call them PSLs.
Oh, sorry.
Well, this weekend kicks off the fall festivities at Traders Village for San Antonio's only corn maze with 3 different trails and fun for the whole family.
That's right. Alicia Rivera joins us live from Traders Village with another activity your family can start enjoying today. Alicia?
Good morning. Another activity all about pumpkins. I'm going to challenge Brian here to a game of tic-tac-toe. There's also chess, right?
Checkers.
Checkers, and I don't know how to play checkers. So, do I go first?
Yeah,
All
sure.
right, I'm going to go to the middle because that's my go-to.
Okay, I got the X.
All right. Oh, yeah, I have the O. We're going to put it here. So this is just some of, over here. Brian, so tell me, this is some of the stuff that the parents can get involved with. This is good for the kids. Community, fun, pumpkins.
The nice thing about something like this is that entire families all come out, and they bring grandma and grandpa and the rest of the family, and not everybody wants to go in the maze. If the ones that are daring go into the maze, they go in there, and you could sit here and kind of have your own little game and play checkers just like you would anywhere else. So this helps pass the time away.
And then there's a chance for the kids to pick out their pumpkin, for adults to pick out their pumpkin if they want to decorate, carve, or paint back up.
All pumpkins are $5. Any large, small, medium, it doesn't matter. You want, pay $5 and take it home with you. Then we have photo ops set up throughout the corny maze, so you can get lots of photos with the family. And again, create those memories as you come out to the corny maze.
What about the time? So we know this opens up today, 10 a.m. What days is it available? Is it open? And then the price?
The corny maze is open weekends. It's only Saturday, Sunday. Saturday, the hours are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And Sunday is 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. The price is $9.99 per person, and you can get a $5 upgrade, and then that gets you an all-day ride wristband to all the rides inside Traders Village as well. Kids 2 and under are free.
And there's a new aspect to this corny maze, but I'll have that for you later on this morning, guys. You don't want to miss it. And also, I made some furry friends, so you definitely want to meet them. Reporting live from Traders Village, Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
Love furry friends.
There you go. Also, shout out to Alicia Rivera holding her own. Bill came in there.
I know.
Brian came in there ready to win. He was not even looking at the interview. He was like, I'm taking this tic-tac-toe game home. At least it was not today.
No.
Time now, 8:40, 57 degrees. As you can tell, I'm getting ready for football highlights. We're going to be talking about it in a little bit.
Very excited. Well, 4 actresses fill the title role of the Glorias in a new movie. We have a preview still ahead on GMSA.
And for this Halloween, Cinemark giving away private watch parties for some of your favorite Hollywood flicks. Still ahead, how you can participate.
Taking a look outside with live cam, 57 degrees. Feels wonderful to be outside right now. How high will those temperatures get later this afternoon. And tomorrow, Sarah Spivey will let us know when we come back. Welcome back. Cinemark is celebrating spooky season by giving away 1,000 private watch parties in a theater for your Halloween experience.
That's right. For this event, Cinemark bringing back all-time favorite Halloween movies, things like Beetlejuice, Hocus Pocus, and even The Exorcist. Get a little scary with the last one. The private watch party giveaway begins next Friday, October 9th, 10:31, gives October 31st in the morning.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. I used to love that movie when I was little.
It was a top-tier movie.
Such a weird movie. To participate, just visit the Cinemark website or app and select any private watch party showtime for the day of October 31st. Sarah Spivey, were you a Hocus Pocus girl? Were you Beetlejuice?
I love Hocus Pocus.
Is that your favorite Halloween movie?
I would say it's probably the one I watch the most around the Halloween season, but I will have to say, Exorcist is really an awesome movie.
It's terrifying.
It is terrifying.
It's good, though.
But it's a good movie.
True. And The Ring.
No, I was just more of like Nightmare Before Christmas, the children's movies.
Makes sense. What's the one with Thackeray being, oh yeah, that is Hocus Pocus. That's right. All right, so for the break, I went ahead and posed this Weather 101 question. Let's see, Max and Sarah, if you can get it right. How much rain on average does San Antonio receive in October?
I said C, 4 inches.
Sarah says C.
B.
Max says B. Ben, working prompter, what'd you say?
C.
He's got C, and guess what?
Nice.
Ben and Sarah are right. A little bit more than 4 inches of rain on average for the month of October. You'll remember, October can get some pretty strong rain events. I mean, we had the flood of 1998. That happened in October. But for us here so far, we've had 12 consecutive days without rain. So October is starting off dry. And I do believe that over the next 7 days or so, we're pretty much going to continue with the dry trend. And I can see Sarah doing a victory dance over there for getting that answer right. So in the time lapse this morning, we had a very beautiful, beautiful sunrise there, but we did have some high-thin cirrus clouds out there, so that's why you see mostly sunny skies. 57 degrees, and humidity is very low this morning. Wake-up temperatures around the KSAT 12 viewing area, very nice. 67 in Del Rio, 58 Uvalde, 63 in Rock Springs, 57 in Gonzales, 60 in Pleasanton, 61 in Cotulla, across the state of Texas. Most of us waking up in the 50s and in the 60s. The real cooler core of air is up near the Great Lakes and out across parts of the Appalachian Mountains. So we do have to talk about the tropics. Atlantic hurricane season doesn't end until the end of November. So we've still got more than a month and a half left of hurricane season, and it has been a very active season. In fact, we have got Tropical Storm Gamma right over the Yucatan Peninsula this morning, and we're into the Greek alphabet. We've already gone through all of the alphabetical names into the Greek alphabet. This is only the second time in recorded history that we've had a Tropical Storm Gamma. The last time was in 2005, and that's currently moving over the Yucatan Peninsula with sustained winds at 65 miles per hour. It's going to enter into the Gulf of Mexico by tomorrow morning, but it'll take a sharp turn to the left and end up impacting the Bay of Campeche and areas in southern Mexico, making landfall sometime probably on Thursday. So here in San Antonio, we don't have to worry about any effects from Gamma. Instead, today is going to be totally sunny and warm. We'll be warming up really quickly. We are in the 50s right now. We'll get up to 87 degrees around San Antonio, 87 for the high in Castroville, 86 Lake Hills, 83 in Bernie, 84 for the high in Leon Springs, 87 in New Braunfels, 85 in Seguin. It's going to be a warm, sunny day with southeast winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour, a lot like the last several days. But those southeast winds are going to do something interesting. They're going to increase the humidity overnight for us, which should allow for us to start the day tomorrow on Sunday with clouds and even patchy fog. Then a weak cool front is going to take out all the humidity again tomorrow. And so for the high temperature tomorrow, it will be in the 80s with sunny skies. So starting off with clouds, ending up with sunshine. And then the week ahead, as you can see, very dry, cool mornings, warm afternoons, low humidity throughout. So good weather if you want to be outside, bad weather if you want rain. And unfortunately, we're just not going to see rain.
You're Gloria Steinem.
Gloria?
Gloria. Gloria.
Gloria.
I am.
4 actresses, including Oscar winners Alicia Vikander and Julianne Moore, filled the title role of the Glorias.
All the magazine people said don't do a lesbian story in the first issue, so I feel like we need to do a lesbian story, right?
Absolutely. She also understood that sexism and racism were intertwined, that anything that was hierarchical was fundamentally bad for us as human beings.
I just want to point out that you directed a question to me about universal womanhood and to Flo about the condition of being Black. Do you think Flo is unable to answer a question about the condition of being a woman?
If you avoid conflict, my darling, conflict will seek you out.
Bette Midler, who plays activist Bella Abzug, says she loved director Julie Taymor's approach.
A very creative picture. It's not just told in a linear fashion. It's not straightforward arc. It goes back and forth in time. It has wonderful fantasies.
Why didn't I object? Get out and slam the door. You will, lots of times. Speaking your mind will get you in deep trouble. The truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off.
If we tell our stories, we encourage other people. If we see each other as big generalities out there, we think, oh, I could never do that. But if we tell our stories, as this movie does, each person in turn telling their story, realizing we're not alone, seeing commonalities, and understanding that we can act together.
It leads us out of our heads and into our hearts.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Time now 8:53, 57 degrees out.
We'll be right back.
Right now on KSAT.com, are ghosts real? We have some evidence for you to see, and you can be the judge. The article features pictures of ghostly figures inside the Minger Hotel, the Faust Hotel in New Braunfels, and the Magnolia Hotel in Seguin, all of which have been known to be reportedly haunted. But then there is some security camera footage taken inside the Institute of Texan Cultures while it was closed at night. Something can be seen moving around in the gift shop and then just disappearing. You can get a closer look at the video and the photos in this article up online now. Erica Fernandez, KSAT 12 News.
So there you go, ghosts are real.
Okay, 8:56, 62 degrees out.
I will turn Max into a believer. Well, still ahead on GMSA at 9, President Donald Trump's Hollywood star has been destroyed for a second time. What the city plans to do.
Good morning. Happy Saturday. It is 9 o'clock this Saturday, October 3rd.
Have you seen the meme where the guy is in a black turtleneck and he's got a pumpkin on his head and he's like, it's October.
Is that you this morning?
That is me this morning.
Feeling it, the 57, oh, now 62, really getting to your head.
It's just October. Sarah, doesn't October weather just make you happy?
You know what? It does. And you got that fall feeling, so I can't blame you for that. We were in the 50s this morning. We've already warmed up into the 60s, and we did get the pollen count a little earlier, so I want to show you that. It's not great news in the pollen count. Mold and ragweed are both moderate. It is ragweed season, so that makes sense. And of course, we deal with mold all year long. Right now outside, at least we have a beautiful start to the day. 62 sunny degrees out there. Winds are calm, and we have got relatively low humidity, so it feels pretty good. So with the low humidity, we're going to be up and down that temperature roller coaster today. Earlier, we were at 57 degrees. At 10, we'll already be in the 70s. At noon, we'll be in the upper 70s. For the afternoon high temperature today, 87 degrees. And then in the evening hours, we will see temperatures fall into the 60s by midnight. So coming up, I've got a look at your forecast for the weekend. We'll have tons of sunshine. However, there will be subtle changes tomorrow that I'll want to tell you about and you'll want to pay attention to. And then we'll take a quick check-in in the tropics. It's still hurricane season, and we have Tropical Storm Gamma, which is going to enter the Gulf of Mexico. Max?
Thank you, Sarah. New this morning, a man in serious condition after San Antonio police tell us he was shot inside his home on the northwest side. Now, officers tell us a 32-year-old man was inside his apartment at the Aspen Heights Apartments near J.V. Bacon Parkway around 4:30 this morning. Police say someone rang the doorbell. When he went to answer, a gunman shot him in the hip, pistol whipped him, and then tried to rob him at his home. That gunman then took off running away. He now is still on the loose. The shooting remains under investigation.
Well, a months-long police operation ends up with 3 people in custody and a discovery of thousands of grams of meth and heroin. Per the arrest affidavit, 3 suspects, Guadalupe Silvas, Moses Chavez, and Amy Gutierrez, could now be facing charges of engaging in organized crime. The arrest report reads the investigation into the trio began in June after a credible source tipped police off about an alleged drug trafficking situation. After authorized use of a wire and covert visual surveillance, police intercepted what is believed to be a drug distribution. The bust in the 200 block of Bynum Avenue, that's on the west side, ended with discovery of more than 4,000 grams of meth, 1,500 grams of heroin, and multiple firearms. Well, Bear Facts is a poll that is conducted throughout Bexar County among likely voters. The purpose is to get an idea of where we stand on some top priority issues.
That's right. And in the latest poll, we dive into local leadership approval ratings, concerns over community issues, law enforcement, and transportation. There's a lot of information in these polls, and we've gotten a lot of questions about the methodology and some of the jarring numbers. That's why tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. on GMSA's Leading SA, DeMonte Alexander, one of the leaders of the poll, joins us live to discuss the latest findings.
So if you have any questions you'd like to ask, just head over to the Leading SA section of KSAT.com right now. And if you'd like to look at the latest poll numbers, we also have that up as well.
All right, Sarah, you said, what is it, the fall feeling this morning?
Fall feeling.
Fall feeling. All right, well, if you are feeling this fall weather, ready for Halloween, it is time to get lost in 10 acres of fun starting this weekend at Traders Village right here in San Antonio.
Sounds kind of terrifying, getting lost in 10 acres.
I like corn mazes. I like the pumpkins. I like the atmosphere.
Oh, I like the atmosphere. It's
You just hate the horror film aspect.
Yes, once you enter, you're like, wait, what did I just get myself into? Well, the Corny Maze makes its season debut this weekend with multiple maze trails, a pumpkin patch, the perfect photo ops for Instagram, and a chance to meet some furry friends.
You were excited about the furry friends?
Yes.
That's fair. All right, Alicia Rivera, join us live from the Corny Maze. Alicia, how's it looking out there?
Really fun. Y'all's fear is getting lost in a corn maze. My fear would be getting like rammed on live TV by one of my friends here. But we're friends now. I've been chasing this girl down for quite some time, and this is part of the petting zoo. We haven't named her, but she's the one making a lot of noise because she has that bell. But to tell us more about what you can expect here with your family, bring the kiddos out, have some fun. New Views is Brian Billick, marketing manager for Traders Village. So this is included in the admission price.
Yes, when you pay for the Corny Maze, you also get included into the petting zoo. So the kids can come over here, hang with the goats, and we'll also bring a few more animals as the day goes along. We have llamas that we'll bring because we have another petting zoo inside the market as well. So we'll bring some of the animals over here and chase them back and forth. But yeah, when you pay for the Corny Maze, you also get to come in here and hang with our friends here.
And I was chasing down the donkeys were actually chasing down Steven over here. So if you put the camera a little lower, they would probably come. It was getting a little wild. Some of the goats jumping on this over here. So we were hoping y'all could see that because they have a mind of their own. But so again, a corn maze for the kids. You said that was 0.25 miles?
0.4 miles.
0.4 miles for the kids, and they get to lead the way. Then there's a medium level maze, and then for those advanced, the fearless, the courageous, they can head over to the longest route, and that one you say they want to have some patience.
Patience and maybe some extra water.
Yeah, there you go. Snacks, a companion, but
compass, whatever.
Your GPS, if it's really. But you mentioned that there's actually people guiding them if they need.
If you get lost inside the maze, you do get a card when you walk in, and that's to find all the checkpoints and hole punch the checkpoints. There's a phone number on there, so if you do get lost, no worries. Find one of the checkpoints, call us, and we'll send one of our corn cops in there.
Sarah, Max, there you go. No fear of getting lost in there, you guys. That one thing that I've been promised you, it's a huge new thing happening here at the Corn Maze. I want to show you that in the next half hour. Reporting live, Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
A lot of things to break down here. First off, phenomenal tease, because now I can't wait till 9:30. Second of all, don't worry, you're not the only one who fears getting lost. They have the corn cops to help out.
I would be like a flare. Someone come get me, please.
Third off, you said that you got kicked by a goat on live TV before?
Oh, yeah, when you're doing the livestock shows. Yeah, goats are very unpredictable.
Fun stuff. All right. Did you do goat yoga?
I have done goat yoga. It wasn't.
Okay. Yeah. Senior goat correspondent Sarah Costa. 9:06, 62 degrees out.
Well, still ahead on GMSA, President Donald Trump's star on Hollywood Walk of Fame was damaged this week. Details on what city officials plan to do about it.
Plus, it is Saturday. Whoa! Take a look at the screen. I'm ready. Are you ready? We got David Elder. We're checking in with him. It looks like we got milkshakes we're talking about. Whew. Stay with us.
Ooh, that got a max.
I'm just getting ready for high school highlights. We got Elder, we have high school highlights. It's going to be a great Saturday.
And it's also going to be a really beautiful day, 62 degrees outside with live cam. Our Sarah Spivey will let you know about our weekend forecast and how beautiful it will be when we come back.
Good morning and welcome back. Just about 9:10 this Saturday morning. All smiles here this morning. Not only do we have the fall feeling, we have 62 degree weather, and we have Elder Eats. It looked like he was talking about milkshakes.
My stomach is growling, so it's time for
it. Actually is growling. That's the crazy part.
It really is. Someone feed me. I'm so hungry. Well, in our final sneak peek from today's new episode of Texas Eats.
Cookies and cream ice cream gets added to a blender with ice cold milk. Then, a glass gets rimmed with vanilla cake icing and crushed up Oreos. The shake gets poured into the glass and gets topped with an ice cream sandwich, a scoop of cookies and cream ice cream, whipped cream, Oreo cookies, crushed Oreo cookies, and chocolate syrup.
This right here is the Oreo overload. It's cookies and cream milkshake. You got Oreos on top. You have a cookie sandwich ice cream bar and the inside of this thing. Here we go. Take a little bite off the top. Try some of the shake. If you love Oreos, this is like an Oreo dream.
That is awesome.
I was like, how can you even choose?
Oh my God. Our producers in our ears just told us they went and it was so big that they actually had to split one.
Yeah. I mean, how can you even decide on the flavors?
I was going to say, okay, question. Go to milkshake flavor.
Strawberry. Or cherry.
I like malts. So strawberry malt, vanilla malt, delicious.
Max?
Peanut butter malt.
You got me with peanut butter. Sorry. So I make it equivalent to like a Blizzard.
Yeah?
You know, what is it? The peanut butter chocolate Blizzard.
Yum.
There we go.
Awesome. So good. Okay. So some of you, like Sarah, may have a garden outside, or even just if you're driving around, I'm sure that you have seen these butterflies that are everywhere around San Antonio. This video is actually Sarah's video there. You can see a lot of those butterflies. Some people, unfortunately, you know, you're driving on the highway and you end up with a bunch of them on the grill or on your windshield. These are actually called snout-nosed butterflies. They look a little bit like moths because of their coloring, but you can see the little snout nose there. They're called the American snout. These pictures are from Justin on our KSAT Connect feature there of our weather app. And they migrate south through Texas and through San Antonio every year. Now, there's not a specific time that they come through within a period of 2 weeks or so, but usually it's through the end of September and early October that we see them out there, and especially when the weather turns a little cooler. So if you've been wondering what those are, they are snout-nosed butterflies, and yeah, they create a little bit of a nuisance on your car. So there is a tropical storm right now over the Yucatan Peninsula. It's called a Tropical Storm Gamma. It's expected to make a left turn and eventually make it toward the Bay of Campeche by Thursday. But here in San Antonio, we're going to stay dry from that. No rain expected from that storm. It is a very active season, though. We're already through 3 names in the Greek alphabet. We've exhausted the names in the English alphabet that are usually assigned. So we've gotten to the Greek alphabet. The last time we did this was in 2005, and we had a Tropical Storm Gamma, but that formed in November. So we're already ahead of schedule. It looks like we will be seeing Delta form very soon as well, and we'll keep you informed throughout the rest of hurricane season. Right now outside, though, beautiful blue skies. It's nice and sunny, 62 degrees. We did get down to 57 earlier this morning, and we're already warming up. I think even by 10 we could be near 70 degrees. So We're on our way to a warm day. Just enjoy this nice cool weather while it lasts this morning. 59 in Bandera, 58 in Tarpley, 62 in Hondo, 55 in Comfort, 55 in Bulverde, 63 in New Braunfels. All of us, just about all of us, with the exception of the Hill Country, in the 60s right now. Really, one of the reasons why we're able to cool down and warm up so quickly is because of the dry air in place. We've had this nice, pleasant, dry air, but by tomorrow morning, dew points will be in the 60s, and I'll tell you how that'll affect our Sunday. But for now, with the completely sunny skies, the dry weather, we're going to be off to the races with the heat. 87 degrees for the high temperature, but low humidity. It still should feel nice, especially in the shade. Southeast winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour, and then a clear and cool and calm evening for us. Elsewhere, high temperatures generally in the upper 80s today, close to 90 degrees for Carrizo Springs and Gatula. If you live closer to Fredericksburg or Kerrville or up in the Hill Country, your high temperature should be in the low to mid 80s today. So I mentioned that the dew points are going to go up into the 60s by the start of the day tomorrow. And I think with that, we should be able to see some early morning clouds and potentially even some fog for the start of your Sunday. That would be different than the last few days, but we are going to get a weak frontal boundary that'll move through and clear things out, dry things out, turn our winds around to the northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour and allow for a warm, beautiful, sunny afternoon on Sunday. We just have to get through those morning clouds. Unfortunately, if you're wanting rain, it's just not in the forecast over the next several days. In fact, we'll get back up to 90 degrees by the end of this upcoming week. Thankfully, humidity stays low, so that's some good news.
Sarah, I'm so happy you mentioned about the flat-snouted
snout-nosed butterflies.
Snout-nosed butterflies. It is snout-nosed butterfly because there are pollinators and they're super, super important.
Yeah, they are. They host on hackberry, by the way.
That's why I have them in my yard. I have hackberry trees.
There you go. All right, 9:16, 62 degrees out. I'm not even going to try to say it.
All right, I'll cover. All right, President Donald Trump's Hollywood star was destroyed just hours after he tweeted about having the coronavirus. Details on what the city had to say about it. All right, lottery numbers. Pick 3, 2, 6, 6, Fireball 3, Daily 4, 7, 1, 6, 2, Fireball 4.
And your cash 5, 7, 15, 26, 27, 29. Mega Millions 9, 38, 47, 49, 68. Big number 25. Megaplier 2. Good luck. We'll be right back. Good morning and welcome back. President Donald Trump's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame damaged again this past week, just hours after he tweeted about having the coronavirus. Now, police in the area had to place a tent and a box around the damaged star. It's important to mention this is not the first time the president's star has been vandalized. Someone damaged it in 2016 and 2018. The president received his honorary plaque in 2007 for his reality TV work. The city of Hollywood says they're going to be replacing it for a third time. And now Airbnb trying to make sure no one rents a house to throw Halloween parties. The company is banning one-night reservations over the holiday weekend over Halloween. And all listings for the United States and Canada previously booked reservations meeting that criteria will now be canceled. Guests will be reimbursed, though. Airbnb says it made the decision to protect public health as the pandemic continues across the world. Guests who do violate that policy could have their accounts removed, and they could even possibly face legal action.
Everyone's got to stay safe out there.
That's right. Time now, 9:21, 62 degrees out.
After the break, a look at some of the stories you may have missed in San Antonio this week in 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Good morning and welcome back. In case you missed some of the top stories, we have a full recap of the top tier stories in and around San Antonio this week.
Our David Sears has those top stories in 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Governor Greg Abbott has reduced the state's number of drop-off sites for mail-in ballots. The order limits drop-offs to a single location per county, shuttering dozens of sites statewide in some of Texas' largest cities, as voters are already returning ballots for the November presidential election. And the order also allows poll watchers to observe ballot deliveries at each place. Texas is one of just 5 states not allowing widespread mail-in voting this year. The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals ruling straight ticket voting will not happen here in Texas. Straight ticket voting allows people to choose one party's entire slate of candidates on a ballot instead of choosing each candidate individually. Bexar County Elections Administrator Jackie Callanan says she'll abide by whatever the courts decide. Former Castle Hills councilwoman charged with tampering with government records in 2019 has filed a federal lawsuit against the city of Castle Hills, Mayor J.R. Trevino, and Police Chief John Siemens. Sylvia Gonzalez, represented by the Institute for Justice, says she wants to clear her name. The lawsuit claims Gonzalez was a victim of retaliation and that her First Amendment rights were violated. The misdemeanor charge against her was dropped. The police investigation was in connection with an alleged scheme to oust the city manager. A multi-million-dollar plan in jeopardy. That is how Councilman Robert Trevino described the Alamo Master Plan after it was decided the city could not move the cenotaph. And that decision coming from the Texas Historical Commission recently. This week, Councilman Trevino spoke before the Citizens Advisory Committee, which he heads, urging them to stick together on this master plan, but the future for that plan is unclear. The latest Bear Facts KSAT San Antonio report poll shows approval ratings for Mayor Ron Nierenberg, Bexar County Judge Nelson Wolf, and the San Antonio City Council are slowly declining, though all three continue to poll higher than before the COVID-19 pandemic among Bexar County voters. The Bexar County Commissioners Court, which saw an increase in its approval ratings, though it appears to be much less known than the others. And that's your Week in 210. David Sears, KSAT 12 News.
Time now, 9:26, 62 degrees out.
Well, still ahead on their next half hour, police are trying to piece together what led to a shooting on the city's south side.
Plus, a nation divided over the use of face masks. How President Donald Trump now plays an even more influential role. Good morning and welcome back. 9:30 this morning. Sarah, you know what day it is?
October 3rd.
What does that mean?
It's Mean Girls Day.
It is Mean Girls Day. You want to explain to the people what that means?
Okay, so have you watched Mean Girls?
Of course I've seen Mean Girls.
So October 3rd is that the day that he looks at her?
Yeah,
He's
and
like,
I asked you what.
She's like October 3rd.
Yeah, what day is it? It was October 3rd.
It's October 3rd.
I'm not explaining this anymore. Sarah Spivey, what does it look like outside?
I just love that Max knew more about that than Sarah did.
I'm cultured. I know what's going on in this world.
That's pretty awesome. All right, right now outside it is cool and comfortable, 62 degrees with low humidity. It feels great out there, but we did see a morning low of 57, so we're already seeing the temperature rise, and that's what's going to happen today. Dry conditions, total sunshine. That's the perfect recipe to see a warm afternoon, and we'll get up to 87 degrees this afternoon. So today, the weather's going to be a lot like the last few days. Tomorrow, some subtle changes that I want to talk about in the forecast coming up. And then, of course, I also want to talk about Tropical Storm Gamma strengthening and approaching the Yucatan Peninsula. I'll be back to tell you where Gamma is headed and if we should see any effects here in San Antonio. Max?
Thank you, Sarah. This morning, police still trying to figure out what exactly happened that led to a shooting on the city's south side. All of this happening in the 200 block of West Mitchell Street just before 11 last night. Police on the scene telling us a man in his early 50s was standing outside by his vehicle when a truck passed by. Someone got out, shot several rounds, hitting that man in the leg. Then the suspect took off. Now, the man who was shot was taken to BAMC at last check in stable condition. That investigation is still ongoing.
Well, there's been another drop in the 7-day average when it comes to the coronavirus here in Bexar County. This morning, we're standing at 150. There are no new deaths to report today. Meanwhile, the number of hospitalizations continues to drop as well. 196 COVID-19 patients are now in the hospital. 76 remain in intensive care, and 31 are on ventilators.
President Donald Trump has consistently downplayed the importance of wearing a mask during this pandemic, often refusing to follow his own government's public health advice.
So could his diagnosis of COVID-19 change minds about wearing them? ABC's Elwin Lopez takes a look.
This morning, a nation divided on the use of masks.
It is a necessity and has become a necessity.
Wearing a mask has been at the center of political conflict.
I'm anti-mask. Herd immunity, open it up, and let's just get on with life.
For months, the CDC has recommended people wear face coverings to protect against coronavirus, despite advising against it at the beginning of the pandemic, unless sick or caring for someone who was ill. Now, infectious disease experts say masks can lower the risk of infection by up to 85%. It wasn't until July that the president was seen wearing one for the first time in public.
I've never been against masks.
but I do believe they have a time and a place.
Wearing a mask continues to be at the center of political conflict.
I hope that cases of COVID in the White House is a wake-up call, and we start following the lead of public health. It's going to save lives.
Even a point of mockery in Tuesday's presidential debate, about 48 hours before President Trump and the First Lady tested positive for COVID-19.
I wear masks when needed. I don't wear masks like him. Every time you see him, he's got a mask. He could be speaking 200 feet away from it. He shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen.
Backstage, Ivanka Trump tweeting this photo showing members of the president's family wearing a mask. But after taking their seats, they took them off, violating the venue's mandatory mask mandate. It's still unclear how the president and the first lady contracted the virus just a month before Election Day. The CDC recommends people wear masks in public settings, especially when social distancing measures are hard to maintain. Elwin Lopez, ABC News, Atlanta.
And a traffic alert to tell you about. Want to keep you informed this weekend on the city's west side. All of the main lanes of 410 from Marbach Road to Military Drive will be closed through Monday. Highway 151 eastbound frontage road from Loop 410 to Ingram Road will also be closed. TxDOT says that crews will be installing steel beams and continuing construction on flyover ramps. The work will go through 5 o'clock Monday morning. You are being asked to avoid the area if you can. And on the northwest side, Wurzbach Parkway between Northwest Military and Blanco Road will also be closed this weekend. Crews are going to be removing concrete forms under the land bridge there. They're going to be finishing up parts of the Robert L.B. Tobin Land Bridge project, all the way to provide a safe path into Harburger Park. All lanes should be reopened by 5 a.m. Monday as well. All right, we've been checking in with her throughout the morning. As we all know, 62 degrees, a perfect fall morning, perfect weekend to enjoy those fall festivities. Corn maze, which you are scared of, pumpkin patch, which we love, and it is opening day for the Corny Maze at Traders Village that offers outdoor activities through their 10-acre property. You don't want to get lost in that 10-acre maze.
No, you don't. But the fun starts just at $10 and it kicks off at 10 a.m. This morning, our Alicia Beretta is live from the Corny Maze and she has saved the best part for last. So Alicia, what's the new addition this year?
Well, y'all talk about pumpkins and you talk about corn. Added to that list are apples, but we're not bobbing for apples here. We're going to shoot apples. Brian, tell me what this is all about.
Okay, this is our new corn cannon this year at Traders Village. You can come out here and fire at will at any one of the targets out here. It's $5 for 5 apples or $8 for 10 apples. And you come over here and you fire at the targets, and one target's missing already because you already obliterated it.
That's right, you guys. We're practicing. All right, so locked and loaded. Max, Sarah, I hope you're cheering for me. We're going to go for this wagon full of pumpkins. Oh, yeah. Yes. Got it. All right, we're going to try it again. So what he does, he puts the apple over here on the launcher. Then we're going to press in over here, and that green light is going to tell us that we're ready. Let's see, we're going to try to go for that corn back there. Oh, it's okay. At least it, at least we did it.
You hit it.
At least we saw some splatter over there, and that's the point. So this is fun for kids, for parents. You have the corn maze over here to the left. Just a lot of things for the kids. Tell me about the prices again.
It's $9.99 to come into the maze. It is $14.99 for an all-day pass and the maze. And also, if you want to do contactless ticketing, you can go to tradersvillage.com /San Antonio, and you can actually buy your tickets online.
All right, and again, that fun starts at 10 a.m. We've talked about it, 10 acres of fun, so you're going to be able to try this launch over here. I'm obsessed. The moment I heard about it, I was like, what is this? I have to do it. Good stress reliever. Can you show us your moves? Let's see. He's been holding off on us. Let's see what he can get. Let's see. Hopefully he doesn't hit any cars back there. All right.
Nothing.
No cars. That's what we were hoping for, Brian.
Yeah, good moves.
Well, thank you so much for having us out here at Traders Village. You guys, again, fun starts at 10 a.m., goes on until 6 p.m. And then if you want to come Sunday, fun day, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reporting live, Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
I'm in.
Yeah, I avoid the corn maze. I'm here launching apples.
I'm just saying, I think Alicia had a better shot than Brian there.
I think she did.
All right, time now, 9:38, 62 degrees out. And just ahead on GMSA, we have the best tosses. Let's see. Bang! Touchdown. All right, we're going to have the best tosses, best catches, best picks. Look at it. In and out. I got all the football highlights. Don't even worry about it.
super amped. Well, celebrating 70 years of laughs coming up. Next, details on the worldwide initiative to honor some of the Peanuts comic strip.
Taking a live look out at the Alamo City. It is a cool, crisp start to the morning. Sarah Survivey joined us with your full forecast right after the break.
Welcome back. Well, children around the world are helping Charlie Brown and his gang celebrate their 70th anniversary.
That's right. They launched a new initiative all in honor of the comic strip that started it all. The company donated Snoopy and Woodstock murals to 70 hospitals on 6 different continents. The hospital staff and young patients painted the murals using an easy-to-follow template. The first strip was by Charles Schulz, and it was published back in 1950. Look at that. I can't believe it's that old.
Super cute.
Amazing. All right, Sarah, it is 62 degrees out. We've been checking out with Alicia throughout the morning. She had the apple gun?
It was like the apple
I'm
gun.
so jealous.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And, the gourmets and a lot of fall activities. If you are going to want to maybe go do a pumpkin patch or something like that, and you want that fall feeling, I would suggest going earlier. That's Sarah's fall feeling dance, I guess. I would suggest going earlier because temperatures are already warming up. I want to show you the sunrise from this morning. It was absolutely beautiful this morning. Temperatures have already started to climb up to about 62 degrees. It seems like my computer graphics have frozen here, so we may have some technical difficulties for just a bit, but I can promise you that it's warmer than what it started at the morning. So yeah, my computer's a little unresponsive right now. We may have to come back and do weather a little bit later to get the graphics up and running, so apologize for that, but I'll have a look at the weather shortly, guys.
Thank you so much. Time now is 9:43, 62 degrees out. And we are talking high school football. We have all of the best highlights from in and around the area right after the break.
Just taking a look outside, 37 military traffic looking pretty smooth. Keep it with us here at GMSA. We're having so much fun this morning. We'll be right back.
Good morning, welcome back, and happy Saturday. One of the best times of the day. Time to talk high school football and high school highlights. Checking about the best highlights from in and around our area. Starting off in the Comfort Nation, the battle of the unbeatens. It is the big game in our big game coverage. The Bobcats and the Hondo Owls. Let's take a look. Ooh, right there, corner of the end zone. That's what you want, crossing the plane. Troy Dickens, 10-0 with that touchdown, and Oscar Falcon to the opposing team rolls out, hitting Jose Herrera in the end zone, making it 10-6. Ooh, look at 26, just running around. No one touching him, crossing the plane, get the end zone. All right, that was Chris Rodriguez. That was the pitch. And here you go, number 5, looking towards the end zone. Ooh, sheds a tackle, running down the sideline. You know what? People don't appreciate blockers enough downfield. He gets in the end zone. What a game. 13-10. Garcia, Shelton, the out route. Wait for it, sitting in the pocket. 14 sitting there. Beautiful spiral, downfield, beautiful ball. We like to call that the juice ball. Number 9 finishing the play strong, getting it a touchdown. Score after score, 53-yard touchdown at the half, 19-17, Comfort leading. And let's see, crowd's going wild. We love it here. Huh. Nothing but touchdowns, nothing but celebrations. All right. That is 26-17, the final for Comfort Nation. Bobcats undefeated still, 34-20. A huge win. Comfort, a 3A school. Hondo, 4A school. Bobcats trying to go undefeated for the first time in 20 years. Now, during this pandemic, we've seen a lot of football fans have to check into games. Last night, they wanted to see if the Smithson Valley Rangers, in the second game of the season, trying to stay undefeated against Madison Mavericks for this season opener. Ooh, talk about a big hit. Both get back up. Both okay. Number 9 finishing the play strong, though, getting that love. Right there. That's what we like talking about. All right, he is going to score. They're going to count it. No, they didn't. They actually fumbles, but they're going to give it to the big man again. Rumble, big man, rumble. He gets in that time. Whew, love it. Cross the plane, no problem. There we go. 7-0. Final score, Citizens Alley winning 31-6. And let's take it. Beautiful shot from our photographer, Sal Salazar. The sun sets over Bernie ISD Stadium. The champion Chargers hosting MacArthur Brahmas. First quarter, no score. Alex Rodriguez taking the pitch, able to get to the line. Step step side of the defender. It is a race in the end zone. He wins that race. 36-yard touchdown. Champion on the board, 7-0. The final from Birdie, 55. Yes, Sarah Costa, 55-0. But we have a lot to talk about. Quick wrap-up of the sports world. Ready?
Yep. UT is hosting TCU at 11 today. The Aggies are at Alabama for a battle of ranked SEC squads. UTSA taking on UAB in Birmingham as the Roadrunners look to keep their undefeated season alive.
Look at you. ESPN's calling. They're saying Sarah Costa, come down.
Whoop.
Whoop. That was a highlight in its own. And we have David Elder in the building, so we got to talk about the LA Lakers. In the finals, taking a big 2-0 lead, LeBron and Anthony Davis. Who will be the finals MVP? We will see. And of course, we can't talk football, we can't talk sports without talking Texas pro teams. Cowboys and Texans set to play tomorrow. We're going to have the full previews tomorrow morning before the game. So obviously, you know how to start the day the best way?
How?
GMSA.
Whoop, whoop.
There you go. 9:50, 62 degrees out.
Well, the 25 things one mother wants her daughter and yours to know about growing up black in America. That's coming up tomorrow. GMSA at 6.
Welcome back. In the news you need to know before you go, a man in the hospital this morning after being hit by a car while trying to cross the road on his bike. Take a look. All this happening before 3 this morning in Fredericksburg Road. Police telling us the 23-year-old man was crossing Fredericksburg on his bike when he was hit. Now, the man was then left on the scene. 23-year-old taken to University Hospital in serious condition.
Police are now looking for that suspect who officers say was last seen driving away in a dark-colored car on Fredericksburg Road and heading southbound on 410. Well, New Jersey rockers Bon Jovi are back with a new studio album out now.
Right. Rick Damigella, big Bon Jovi fan over here.
Oh, okay.
Just fun fact. He was the owner of the Philadelphia Soul indoor football team. All right, so Rick Damigella sat down and spoke with John Bon Jovi about the album and the very timely songs that were recorded for it.
Life is limitless, limitless. Bon Jovi's first new album in nearly 4 years and 15th studio album overall is titled Bon Jovi 2020.
In March of 2019, we went to Nashville with what I believed to be an album. And I thought I'm going to call this 2020. A, because it was about clear vision and I knew the future of where I wanted to take the band. And B, of course, in an election year would sure make for a great bumper sticker.
Feeling kind of nervous, all a little bit confused. Nothing's the same, this ain't the game, we gotta make it through. The album's planned release date was pushed back due to the pandemic, resulting in even more music.
With the shutdown and the postponement of the record, which made sense, and the cancellation of the tour, which again made a lot of sense, I had the opportunity to take that piece of art off the wall and tweak it. And so I was working on the lyrics and I wrote a couple of more songs. One, which is the current single, Do What You Can.
And you can't do what you do, you do what you can. This ain't my fear, it's just a thought I'm wanting to send.
Once in a while, songs fall out of the sky. And that was one of them. Because we were at the JBJ Soul Kitchen and I was washing dishes, my wife Dorothea, unbeknownst to me, took my picture. She wanted to put it on the social media and was looking for a caption. What I think she was really asking for was the time of the day and the day of the week. But I said, if you can't do what you do what you can. The next day when I woke up, I went, there's a big old Bon Jovi chorus for you. So I locked myself in my room and I wrote the song in its entirety.
Filming the music video for Do What You Can wasn't easy for the singer.
It was really sad, to be honest with you. So on the very first shots of the video, I'm walking into Times Square, which happened to be the first shot that I got that day. And I was reminded of a time 20 years ago after 9/11 when the NFL asked Bon Jovi to perform in Times Square to 500,000 people. It was a one-time event, 500,000 people. 20 years later, in the face of another tragedy, I'm singing a song alone, written out of another tragedy. I couldn't even have the band here to do a video. So it was like a scene out of the Twilight Zone. And it was tough.
Anytime we loved a stranger, they're just a friend you ain't met yet. When you can't do what you do, you do what you can. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
after a little bit of flexing from the technical difficulties, we've got some graphics here. 70 degrees outside right now, so we're already warming up, and we'll be at 87 degrees this afternoon. Tomorrow morning, we will start off with some clouds and potentially even some patchy fog, but quickly we'll see our wind turn to the northeast, drier air move in, and another sunny day with a high temperature in the upper 80s. Then look at that forecast for the rest of the week. It's going to be beautiful and sunny, but unfortunately no real chance for rain, but it smells good in here, guys. What have we got going on?
Oh, we got David Elder. We've been talking about it all morning long. So you want to lift your plate? Yours is so organized.
Of course it is.
I already started eating.
I know he did.
It's so delicious.
This is barbecue from the Hot Box.
The Hot Box. The Hot Box. That is correct. This is from Southwest Military. It's on the south side. A good friend of mine's running that place down there, and he was kind enough to drop off some samples for us. And don't worry, Spivey, I got your food right here, okay? I'm just using it as an example. But everybody got a slice of brisket. And real quick, I want to show you a little bit of something about briskets, right? Because right there, you can really see this one's falling apart. Did you know that the smoke ring is actually a chemical reaction to the pigment of the outside of the skin? Did you know that?
I did not know that.
And it actually doesn't add any flavor to it, but when people see that smoke ring, they automatically know it's going to be a foreshadowing of tenderness and flavor. And then you got to do the test. So you hold up the brisket, it's holding up on its own weight, but then when you pull on it, it just comes apart. All right, that's how you know that's ready to rock. That is a good brisket, and that's why I wanted them to be on the show today. They're actually going to be on the show later, so you got to make sure you're watching to check them out. But man, they got great barbecue. Which one did you have?
What did you have?
This one.
Sausage. Oh, the sausage.
Oh, that's really good.
It's
a jalapeno sausage.
Ooh, jalapeno cheddar.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks so good.
Yeah,
Lots of good flavor, though. And then they also brought some chicken, and we have a lot of great people on the show today as well. But this is one of my favorite new barbecue spots that are popping up here in San Antonio. And if you have an opportunity, drop down there, and they have a killer grilled cheese sandwich with brisket. Oh, man.
That was actually my first Texas barbecue, was a brisket grilled cheese sandwich. It was a heck of a welcome to Texas moment.
I was going to say, that's how you come to Texas right there.
I was very much excited for the rest of my life.
I need some of that ice cream that you had on the
Oh,
the
yeah.
milkshake.
It was that Oreo.
I was just like,
but you keep eating it, which is the best part.
I know, I can't get enough. I can't get enough.
Look at that. I'm already having to wipe my hands off. You guys, it is going to be an amazing show today. We're super excited. Of course, always supporting great restaurants, local businesses, small mom and pops, and just being all about Texas. That's what it's all about. But a brand new episode of Texas Eats starts in just a minute.
You want to do the starts right now? You got 5 seconds.
Texas Eats starts right now.
Bang.